We've begun.
Cut the usual music and we're going to fade in with that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be good. Hello and welcome to the InGeneral podcast, the Jurassic Outpost podcast, episode 169. 169.
I wasn't
Very
prepared
nice.
for that. I was not prepared for that.
Very nice, very nice. My name is Caleb.
Very
I'm
nice.
joined by
Terrible.
I'm joined by Jack and Alex. What's up, guys? How are you?
Yo. You're on with two Brits.
Yeah, I'm suddenly feeling like
am.
I should have a drink in my hand.
Yeah, man. Grab yourself a Tizer.
It's that kind of pod.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm on with two Brits who are not as far ahead of me in time anymore because of stupid daylight savings time.
We're in that.
Like
it'll
I feel
change
like
again
it brought
soon.
us. It's brought us closer together. We're an hour closer in time.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Caleb, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm surviving the crazy world we live in. So, gotta watch out for dinosaurs.
Did you watch that dinosaur show on Netflix?
Not yet.
I haven't had a chance to yet, but I've been seeing lots of good stuff about it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. We put a small 20 minutes on this morning, just like it was the most recommended, so it just auto played, and like his eyes were like glazed on the TV. And I was like, ooh, dinosaur boy. Ooh. It begins.
That's great.
But I heard it's really good. I heard it ends with like the meteor striking Earth.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of conversation about that. Like how it ends and that kind of thing. So
I think
that
for
makes
me,
sense.
I know a lot of people are the same. I think Assis is the same. When I see dinosaurs outside of the Jurassic Park franchise, I don't like there isn't much there for me. I'm not really interested in that. But when I see like a T-Rex, I saw the T-Rex was in that, and I was like, man, that's not a T-Rex. You know what I mean? That's not the Jurassic T-Rex, and it looks so different. It is weird. I don't know. It's like it throws me off.
Stan Winston's design
ruined other dinosaurs for us.
Yeah. Literally.
We said this on the last pod. We said like that classic merch tagline from the 90s that if it's not Jurassic Park, it's extinct.
It's extinct.
And it's just so true.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. But am I right in thinking this was produced by Amblin and was also ILM doing the effects work?
And Spielberg. Yeah.
So basically just it is a Jurassic Park prequel without the brand.
Yeah, I guess so.
With Morgan Freeman.
It's Amblin Television, isn't it? Amblin Television?
Yeah, I
Amblin
guess.
Entertainment, whatever. They've got all these different divisions. I didn't realize. I thought it was just one, but they've got Amblin Television, who were developing a Jurassic World TV series at one point in time, and that just failed to happen.
Materialize.
Am I right in thinking? This is kind of all the way out there, but completely unrelated. Well, it's not kind of unrelated because Morgan Freeman. It's a nature documentary, right? Morgan Freeman narrated it. Is David Attenborough dead?
No.
He's not dead. He didn't pass away.
No, he's still going.
Okay, because I heard that it was like Morgan Freeman. I was like, yeah, this works. This is cool. And then I was like, hang on, shouldn't it have been David Attenborough? He's like the nature guy, no?
The new Prehistoric Planet Ice Age is also Tom Hiddleston and not David Attenborough. But
I'm kind of here for that. I love the Hiddleston.
But it's Prehistoric Planet Ice Age is really good. It's worth your time.
Okay, yeah, I never actually watched the first Prehistoric Planet, but heard very good things. Very good things. That's Apple TV, right?
Yeah.
Apple TV. You see Pluribus? Pluribus?
Yes.
Pluribus?
Pluribus.
Have you seen that, Alex?
I haven't, no.
Vince Gilligan?
It's really good. I
Breaking Bad guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, really, really. Like the first few episodes, I think I said to Caleb, like the first episode, the second, maybe third, I was about to stop it and be like, I'm done with this. And I powered through, and it's fantastic.
Oh,
it's
okay.
such a great show. And it ends it ends very well. It's very weird. It's so weird, and I think he's come off of Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul, which Better Call Saul, in my opinion, was even better than Breaking Bad.
I
Like,
wholeheartedly agree.
Yes,
100%.
great
totally.
shows,
Yeah,
but very
totally.
aligned because of
Yeah.
what they are. And I think everybody expected his next show to be somewhat related or at least tonally the same. But this is just so out there. It's not what anyone would have expected. It's a very bizarre show, very cool concept. Yeah, really, really worth your time because that was good. That was Apple TV as well, I think.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Vince Gilligan is just the master of that kind of thing. Just like the slow burn, like the season, it just doesn't get too in a hurry. It like tells a great story. So,
Yeah, it allows you enough time to really learn about the main character and really indulge in the world before anything really happens.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I
you
think
kind of
modern
just
TV, because again, shows are getting shorter and shorter, typical 8 episode seasons. I keep finding I watch things where I'm like, we should have spent a couple more episodes on this before this happened.
yeah.
So that's nice.
yeah, it's nice, and I know that we're very far from like the 24 episode seasons, 2 seasons a year. Like even you think about Lost, like the best show ever made, but it was like 24 episodes a season, and they do like a season a year, and it's mad now because that was all
Yeah.
shot on film. It's all shot in Hawaii. It's fantastic.
Is that all shot on film?
All shot on film,
You're kidding.
I think the later seasons potentially went digital, but no, it was all film.
I didn't know that.
Unless I'm deadly wrong, but my memory is that it's all film.
Yeah.
It was 95% of that show was shot on Oahu.
It's funny that you mention like Lost and then also Jurassic nearly having a show, because I think that's the kind of production environment Jurassic would thrive from, not being shot and isolated like that. They did everything out in Oahu. The studio was there and everything. So like even when they were doubling for Korea or Los Angeles, they
Or
were
even
filming in
London.
Hawaii or even London. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Oahu.
It was in Oahu. And I think that's what Jurassic, if I were Universal, I'd be setting up a little studio, building a big ass set, and then just doing 10 seasons of a great Jurassic show out in Oahu.
100%.
That's so true.
I remember when Lost came out, I was quite young, maybe
2004, so knock off.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How many years?
God, that's crazy. But yeah,
it was 2004 to 2010, right? 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I remember like in the first few episodes, the plot is plane crash on an island, very similar to the plane crash in Trespasser, where you like she's in the plane, big, but it's a commercial plane, crashes on a tropical island, and then there's loads of rumbles and sounds and tree shakes in the jungle. And as a kid who was absolutely obsessed with Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park 3 had come out 3 years prior. I was like, is this a Jurassic Park TV show? And I was so invested for it to be that, and then it turns out it wasn't. And I was still like, "Yo, this is fantastic. This is such a good show." But the whole, like, you watch the first few episodes and you're like, "This could be Jurassic Park." They could be on New Blah right now.
I'm gonna say something that I haven't said on this podcast in a long time.
Are you gonna tell us you haven't watched Lost?
No. I've seen Lost. Of course, I've seen Lost. Lost.
Okay, he can stay.
No, I think it would be fun if J.J. Abrams was involved with Jurassic.
So anyone who is a Star Wars nerd will hate you for saying that.
Yeah.
I somewhat agree with you. I like J.J. Abrams.
I like JJ,
I think he's done some really, really good stuff. What was the Super 8?
Super 8 is great.
Super 8 is great. Yeah,
Super 8 walked so that Stranger Things could run and then fall over at the finish line.
Oh my God, it was so wonky, wasn't it? It was such a letdown. JJ Abrams.
I haven't. I'm 2 seasons behind on Stranger Things. I haven't seen season 4 or 5. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Force.
It's a bit chunky. 4. I felt like there's just a lot going on, and it feels longer than it needs to be. Yeah.
But season 4 set up this amazing premise for season 5, like the way it ends.
Yeah.
Season 5 just like
recanted it.
Forget that. Yeah, forget about it. And it starts off so deflated because of that. But we'll let you get to that. But yeah, J.J. Abrams is one that I want more movies from him, but he seems to have gone off in a weird producing after Force Awakens, and then the whatever the
Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, I saw a video about that today. Like it was titled "The Rise and Fall of J.J. Abrams," and it was one of those AI thumbnails of him crying. And
Oh gosh.
look, he's still
Sure, it was
he's such a
AI.
successful filmmaker. You know, he brought Star Trek back to life. He's done some really cool
Yeah.
stuff. I'd love to see this is a real. I'd never thought this before until just now, but I feel like he would. If anyone was going to do a live action Iron Giant, I think he'd do a great job.
Wow, yeah, yeah. The
That's an
Just a,
animated.
interesting
Oh my
one.
god,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the animated one.
yeah,
That's a great little movie. That.
He let the silly Star Wars fans get to him.
yeah.
It was like, and he needs to tell those pricks to shut up.
Be
Yeah,
like
well,
our
I
man
think
Gareth.
he needs to do original stuff. I think is because
Yeah.
that's where he flourishes. Like he kind of came up with all the ideas for Lost. His
Mission
concept,
Impossible as
Mission
well. You
Impossible,
know?
yes. Mission Impossible 3, right, was his
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah. And then I think he produced
directorial
for a
debut.
couple after that, but I think that really brought it back to life.
Yeah, no, definitely, hands down. Like
His
3
his
is one of
Star
the
Trek is really great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see a lot of people hating on that, but I remember it at the time I was at uni and it was great. I'm
it
not
it,
into
it
that,
it brought a lot of new
Yeah.
people in, but I think it's one of those franchises where you've got a lot of die-hard people who have it set in their head in a particular way, and when they receive anything but that, and that's true of any franchise. It's been the same with
Mhm.
Star Wars. It's the same with Jurassic. You know, it's
It
just
is this. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think J.J. Abrams needs to do something original again. I don't know what he's
Mm.
doing. Like, apparently, there's a Cloverfield 2 in the works. He wouldn't be
Didn't they
directing,
do
but
like a 2 and a 3 and a
well, they're spin-offs, aren't they? So
Ah,
they're within the universe. So you've got Cloverfield, the main movie. Then you had 10 Cloverfield Lane, which
yeah,
was
yeah,
solid,
yeah.
solid movie. Same guy
Great
did
movie.
Prey, right?
Dan
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 Trachtenberg, yeah.
Trachtenberg. Yeah.
10 Cloverfield Lane is like the best movie in the Cloverfield.
Wasn't it a bit of a pivot as well? They shot it as a standalone and then like just changed the ending slightly to
If my memory serves me correctly, it was shot n- with the knowledge that it was going to be Cloverfield, but the movie was not written as a Cloverfield link.
yeah.
It was
Okay.
written as its own thing,
Mm,
tight knit bunker script.
yeah.
And then when J.J. Abrams' production company got involved, they said, "Actually, let's pivot this." So they rewrote just small,
Mm.
minute details about it and a little bit of the ending, so that it now lived in the world of Cloverfield. It didn't change the movie really in any way, but I
No,
think
no.
the other one, um, I think it's
The
called
other
like
one is
Cloverfield Paradox or something.
yeah,
Um,
something like that.
Yes, yeah, the space one, which again, it's
on the
really
space thing,
messy, but
yeah.
it's great cast, and I really like the soundtrack.
Yeah, isn't it Chris O'Dowd? Isn't Chris
Yeah.
O'Dowd in
Chris,
that?
yeah, he is, yeah, yeah.
But that was shot not as a Cloverfield movie, as far as I'm aware, and then they reshot
Uh,
scenes to link it to Cloverfield because I
yeah,
think
And then at
the movie's
the,
not
I
very
mean,
good.
spoil. It's a super weird, not great movie. But then at the end, there's like a literal direct link to the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you haven't
Which-
seen it. But
Yeah, I think the movie suffers because one, it didn't turn out very good anyway, regardless of the Cloverfield link.
Mm.
But two, you can tell when they've shoehorned in some Cloverfield shit, and I think they learned their lesson because there was meant to be more after that. But what I did love about Cloverfield Paradox was when they dropped the trailer, the first ever trailer for that movie. At the end of the trailer, it didn't say coming in 3 weeks. It said now available on Netflix. It just immediately went live. The movie
Oh, that's
didn't
kind of
have
cool.
any build up. It just the trailer
Mm.
came out and the movie was available that same day. And I was like, that's cool.
Mm.
Love that. Love that. Like more movies should capitalize on that instant. Like suddenly it's here. You know, like
Yeah.
no build up. I think it's cool.
so the next Jurassic movie, would you want that trailer?
Maybe too big a scale.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about Jurassic World 10 or what 9, 8. Jurassic
Um,
World 5.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
First,
there we go.
before we get too far, I wanted to give you a quick chance to plug your art department interview and talk about that for a second. Speaking of Jurassic World sequels.
Alex is a tremendous person who has done a tremendous job putting together a tremendous video interview. I was there, but that's the scope of it. I was present. Alex
That's
pulled
not
it through.
true.
pulled it all together. Alex Alex shot it. Alex was the Alex Alex did it all, but I just keep Alex. This is Alex. It's Alex. Alex. He smashed it, man. Seriously, it was a really, really cool. That was such a great deep dive. Obviously, the day we had in London with those, like, we went for food afterwards. And where did we go? What was that place?
It's Mercato Metropolitano. It's like an old warehouse that's just converted into like a food market, I guess is the best way to
Yeah,
put it.
yeah. We
In
got
South London.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Mm.
We got London cheesesteaks. We got and then we ended up having quite a fair
Quite a few
number of
beers, yeah.
quite a few beers, yeah, with these guys, with these absolute Hollywood legends, which was very, very cool. Learning all the ins and outs of Steven Spielberg and
Wasn't it
the
crazy
dirty,
that
dirty
literally
secrets.
James was talking us through some of the Star Wars stuff, and he's like, "Oh, look at this!" Pulls out his phone, and it's a picture of him giving Spielberg a tour that week
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
London.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, yeah. From what's his name? The guy who's directing the new Star
Oh,
Wars.
it was with Sean Levy as well. Of
Sean
course, I
Levy,
forgot.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
Stranger
yeah, yeah,
Things, directed. This is very random, but the movie The Internship. Have you seen that?
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Nick
Google
Van Owen.
sponsored movie.
Yeah. You know what?
Oh yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? It's one of those movies that I think it's become a guilty pleasure, but very much like Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. It's very much a guilty pleasure. If I want an easy, stupid movie,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that on. Gonna throw that on. The Internship is fun, man. It's a stupid fun movie. And it's got Vince Vaughn. It's got Nick Van Owen.
Yeah,
Um,
director of Night at the Museum to
Yeah.
Night, wow,
tie
what
it,
Sean
tie it
Levy?
back
Yeah.
to yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's cool. Did he do
What
all
else did he
three?
do?
I think he did at least two of them, right?
I think he might well have done all three. He did
Yeah,
Real Steel, didn't he, with Hugh Jackman?
He's had a
probably. Yeah,
really prolific,
Um,
a really yeah, a really interesting wide career. He's like some you see his name a lot, and obviously Stranger Things. He's like one of the lead producers on that.
yeah.
oh,
But
he was a
anyway,
producer on Arrival, of all things.
oh wow,
Wow,
okay.
yeah, cool. Love
Anyway,
Hmm.
Amy
check
Adams.
out the Designing a Jurassic World interview with the Rebirth art department.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but yeah, so the production designer of Jurassic World Rebirth was the production designer of the new Star Wars, and
oh
we
yeah,
didn't that's a very locked down set. We didn't learn any spoilers or anything like that, but we did see, like, as you said, the picture of him and Spielberg. Spielberg came to the set, visited the Star Wars set,
Yeah.
which was very cool.
And I think
wow,
James said his only
yeah.
question was, why didn't you come and see me on Jurassic?
Yeah, 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 exactly. Your franchise, buddy. um,
Hey,
Alex, seriously,
David kept.
congratulations, man!
Oh,
Like, really, really good job, because
Thanks,
that
man.
you pulled
yeah,
that together. That was really, really cool. And it's the perfect material for fans like us. There's so many people out there who just want that deep dive. And it was, how long did it end up being? Two hours, two and a
210,
half,
I
two
think.
ten.
Yeah, and that's cut down from about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like, truly, that's the kind of material that fans, I
hmm.
presume, want to see. Like,
I hope people found value in it, because I think at the end of the day, it was me just asking things I wanted to know about. I was just being quite selfish, but
yeah,
um,
but they shared so much from Rebirth. Like,
mm,
I wasn't a fan of Rebirth, but it was so, that's the kind of stuff I love movie making, right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
process,
yeah,
the art behind it, and
yeah.
learning about these guys' careers and how they influenced Jurassic World Rebirth, just fascinating. And
Yeah.
just learning the little stories about the lab, and then when they got to destroy the lab
Mm,
for those scenes, it's just like, that's cool, man. You wouldn't know
yeah.
that otherwise, because the Blu-rays don't go into this level of detail anymore.
I mean, that's a really good point, because it feels like
yeah.
the behind the scenes material. I have no doubt that it's still getting shot to a high level, but it seems like by the time it gets to home release, it's so trimmed down and sanitized that it just
For social
lacks.
media.
Yeah, for social media. I mean, I know, I feel really bad about this. I still haven't listened to either of the commentaries for Rebirth, and I'd love to give those a listen. James is on one of those, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah, he
and
told us
that's
about that. Like, he
yeah,
hadn't seen the movie, when they
Oh
asked
yeah.
when they asked him to do it. So he was like, "You've got to give me a screening before I start doing a fucking commentary." But
Can you
those guys, like,
imagine like just going off the handle like what the fuck was
yeah,
that?
No, why didn't Spielberg visit? David Koepp visited the set. Why didn't
Yeah,
Spielberg?
I don't
it's
know. It's yeah.
very, very strange. Yeah,
But
I
you
guess.
went and saw him on Starfighter, which was also here in London. What 2 years later, I guess, or a year
Yeah,
later.
very
Yeah.
cool. But those guys, I mean, obviously those guys aren't listening to this, but it was a huge, like, it was such an honor to speak to them, and it was so nice that they dedicated their time, and it was so nice to spend all that time afterwards with them.
Yeah.
Just like it was like four film nerds getting together and chatting, eating, drinking beer, and chatting film. Like, it was very, very cool. Um, yeah, very excited to see
Yeah,
that.
I had that thought too. I was like, this is a lot like what would be on a disc or should be on a disc, but is not on a disc these
Yeah.
days. So it was great.
Yeah, because I don't have like the Rebirth Blu-ray or anything, but I don't know what the extent of the bonus features are on that.
There's a ton of stuff, but again, it's
There is,
very
yeah.
heavily curated. Like it moves through the different. There's like a bit on sound design, a bit on the Rex in the River, a little bit on the mini mart. It doesn't go into the lab at all, which I think for a lot of people was like a standout. Part of the film they wanted more on. So to
Mm.
not even really see that's kind of a bit.
But we
Um,
went into the lab.
yeah, we did. We went deep.
On episode 169 of the InGeneral podcast, we went deep. Yeah, no, it was really great learning all that, and yeah. So do the Blu-rays have like a 50-minute making of documentary
It's
anymore?
broken down into micro featurettes. I think that basically, you remember when
There's one on Peacock. There's like a 30-minute long one.
Oh, that's right.
that's the
Yeah,
one that
there is.
came out before the film didn't it?
I think, yeah.
I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
yeah. I remember watching it, and then it got taken down here in the UK after the film came out. Weirdly, but that was good. It wasn't super revealing or anything like that, but it was good. A lot of that material then shows up on the Blu-ray, which, like, do you remember the Return to Jurassic Park featurette when from the original Blu-ray release?
Of
That
course.
how that was cut into like multiple parts.
Mm.
Rebirth's kind of in the same way, but a little bit. Each one's a little bit shorter. I think most of it's on YouTube now as well. If you did want to have a
Yeah, I
scan
think
through,
Universal All Access or whatever the channel is called
yeah,
has all those segments now together. But I
yeah,
I I haven't watched them in such a long time. But like the original hour-long making ofs that were on like the Lost World DVD and Jurassic Park DVD when they first came out,
yeah, they were great.
they were so good. Like
Mm.
that I remember like just sat there in awe watching it again and again. The same as like the movies. You watch the movies and you watch the making ofs, and just that was what got me wanting to make films.
Yeah,
It's such a inspiring piece of material to just be complementing the movie on the disc. It's very cool. Um,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, to the audience out there, if you have no idea what we're talking about, go to the Jurassic Outpost channel. Designing a Jurassic World, interviews with the production designer and Matthew Clark, who is
lead graphic design, lead
lead
graphic designer.
graphic designer. Yeah, and he is the guy responsible for InGen's new logo,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
which is in itself, like, for Jurassic fans, is very, very cool.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool. Love that.
And then
Go check it out, Alex. Seriously, well done, mate. That was a really
thanks, pal.
great piece of work. Really cool. And we'll do it again. We've got Colin Trevorrow next week. The week after that, we've got Steven Spielberg coming down to the Outpost sofas.
But then James Klein is the other one, right?
Yes,
James
yeah.
Klein, production designer, yeah.
Nice. Cool.
And he was
Nice.
production designer on 2012.
The creator.
What was he on 2012?
I probably just he was probably still at ILM then, so I'd guess like post
Oh yeah, he said
visual
he designed
effects art director.
the Noah's Ark, basically.
Mm.
Oh
He was
wow.
That's it,
I
yeah.
was talking to him
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
He
no,
was like, I worked on 2012,
yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, I love that movie.
No wonder Gareth brought him onto the creator for those big vehicles and
Yeah,
Big sort
yeah.
of like
stuff.
futuristic, yeah, very cool.
If on that topic, if you haven't seen Corridor Digital's breakdown with Gareth on the creator, it's well worth a watch. Because like just talking about his film style, being guerrilla, like not deciding which elements are going to get replaced. They'd film the whole scene with humans and not decide which ones were going to be swapped out for robots until post. It's crazy, but it works so well.
Mm.
The Critter is like a really, I find it like a really funny film. Like it's got so many different facets to it. I really enjoy it.
And yeah, the visual effects. There's some pretty incredible
Yeah,
effect shots in there. It's crazy.
Wasn't it shot on like the FS7 or something? FS, one of the little Sonys.
maybe.
Shot
I
on a
think it
little
was.
Sony.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Autofocus was off, I think, but it was shot on one of those Sonys.
Oh my god, we'll never do that
Just
again. We will
in
never do that
the
again.
No.
the the little Sony in the palm of Gareth's hand.
Yeah, a little Sony, like, oh, autofocus, gotta turn that off because he's a real
He's
film
got it
buff.
on
That's a
front-facing
great.
mode.
Yeah,
That's a great. That's a great way to put a cap on
Korea is good.
this
Korea is good.
segment. Yeah. You wanted to talk about Jurassic World 5, Jurassic Park 8?
Yeah, but before that, because we're talking about breakdowns and things like that,
Yeah.
it wasn't ILM, or it might have been ILM, but who did the very recent ILM breakdown of the visual effects was on like what was it on? You know what I'm talking about?
I
Rebirth.
ILM put one out for the Oscars. They called it like a Bake Off or
Yeah,
something
they've
like that.
been
Yeah,
putting out a bunch of stuff for the Oscars, which are this
yeah.
Oh,
weekend.
so it could have
But
been that.
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Who cares, man? But it would be cool if Rebirth does something. I guess that would be very cool because they
The
do deserve
visual
it.
effects were like the breakdown makes a real good point that it wasn't just about the dinosaurs. I mean, those goddamn monkeys, man. Like,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were cool. They were very, very. I thought it was real.
and the water
But
effects were fantastic.
but this kind of what I want to say because obviously people can be very selective in what they pick to analyze about those breakdowns. But you must have seen the Titanos. They are Titanosaurs.
Yeah, with the valley being replaced. Yeah,
And we saw it in trailer 1 to trailer 2, and we saw the
yeah,
changes. But it really, really does make a great point. Why waste your time going there if you're gonna change the entire landscape? Like, and I know they didn't for all of it, but
yeah,
in those shots, you're like, what was the point? You could
yeah.
have you could have been on a blue screen here. You could have this could have been on a, what do they call that? The
But
volume.
aren't
The volume,
we
yeah,
aren't we glad they didn't do that though? Aren't we glad they went to
yeah,
the location? I
Yeah, but
guess.
they
You know what
should
I
have
mean?
left it. When you see that before shot of the
the
valley and
valley.
the
Yeah,
mist
it
and
is
the rain,
stunning. Yeah,
you're like, that is Jurassic. And then they just changed the whole thing. And then it's like, why would you
there's
even?
a
The only thing that remained was basically the grass.
yeah.
It's like, that's not good, man. That's there was no need to go
Yeah.
there.
And didn't they have like a hell of a time with that grass? I don't think we got this in the thingy, but didn't they have real trouble getting it to grow? James
Something
told us
like
about
that.
it. There was
Yeah.
some real issue with it, like it died or something, and they had to keep. I think they replanted it like 5 times before it finally grew, and
It
then it's just not even really in the film.
Yeah.
it looks like to what we were talking about. It looks gorgeous, but they changed too much. You know.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
like they
think.
could have just put the Titanosaurs in that landscape, and I think it would have looked
Mm,
prehistoric. It would have looked fantastic. They changed too much to the point where it does look kind of Pandora-y, kind of. It's too surreal, and I think I mentioned it on the last podcast I was on, but there's a good like thesis analyst about it, about why films don't feel real anymore, and about it's all about texture and stuff. But he's saying about with the Jurassics, he uses the Lost World and Rebirth as an example, and he's like, the reason the first three Jurassics work is because the locations aren't anything extreme. They're forests, they're
mm,
fields, they're places where you know what it's like to be in there, and you know what it's like to be there. I could be there right now, and there could be a dinosaur there. Whereas in Rebirth and some of the Jurassic World movies, the locations are just so fantastical and fake that you
mm.
can't put yourself there, and that's a huge disconnect between why movies don't feel real. And I thought it was such an interesting point because I've never thought of it like that.
If you drop a CG dinosaur in a CG environment, instead of just a CG dinosaur on a plate, you're now trying to sell the audience 100% of a fake image as opposed to just 20%.
Yeah.
When you're already trying to get someone to believe a lie, don't
Yeah.
tell more lies. Like,
Yeah.
sow a little bit of
Yep.
truth in there, people. But the other end of the coin, and
Another
I think,
great way to put it.
yeah, there was one shot, and it's in the breakdown. It's just after they've climbed, they've left the beach, and the score does that great like da, 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 thingy. There's these two mountains that I really thought was a real shot until the VFX breakdown, and I give my hats off to them there that actually worked really well, and they didn't look they didn't look fake, they didn't look too fantastical. They just looked very distinct. Like it
Mm.
almost became a a trademark landmark of the island for me.
Yeah,
That's surprising.
I'm kind of in the middle. Is like I really like the way it looks. Like I love the environment, but then I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, but Thailand is so
It was
gorgeous.
so
Like,
gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah.
why did you take that away?
All those shots in the trailers that got trimmed out of like the real environment, it's such a pity because they
Mm.
were really nice. There was some really
Yeah.
good stuff that but and I think this is an exclusive because I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this yet. Gareth has this technique, and I think it was used on the creator where he shoots an environment smaller than needs be, and then they use CG to blow it up, like they'll put a vehicle or something in or to change the scale. And they were going to use that on Jurassic for a few shots. They didn't in the end. The bulldozer in the opening, they were going to shoot that miniature
Mm.
scale in a miniature environment, and they didn't. They went CG instead. Um, the facility dam, they had as we heard, they had a place for that, but the idea was to shoot in these like trenches that weren't much bigger than like 20 feet across, but then to use, you know, um, CG to make this thing like 200 feet big instead. I've
Mm.
got like an image comparison where you see the original photo and you're like, it's tiny. And then a concept or a paint over, post viz, I guess, where it's like they've thrown the little dinghy with the family in and like added railings and stuff to scale it up. They didn't end up going this route, but I thought it was interesting that for a few minutes they were going to kind of try and roll this technique in.
Yeah, that's because it's a bit more
That's
practical, isn't
interesting.
it?
Yeah,
A bit more of a
yeah.
practical technique. Um, yeah, and it's interesting. I think with Rebirth, like I kind of don't want Gareth to return, if that makes sense, because I feel like a lot of those decisions and a lot of the visual effects side of it was because of Gareth. Like he wanted this fantastical location. He wanted it to look like some crazy not real play,
Yeah,
like Pandori. And as much
that's
as I
valid.
love
Yeah.
Gareth as a filmmaker, I feel like maybe he's had his time on Jurassic. He maybe could potentially give it to somebody else who might ground it again in more like realistic environments. I'm kind of siding that with that
But
now.
do you think that like I don't know, do you think we'll lose any of the good things about Rebirth, like the more
Very
like the
easily, yeah, because
tonal?
Gareth is a good filmmaker, so they would have to go with someone who's sort of demonstrated that they can make films.
Well,
Mm.
I was gonna bring up like I mean I would be okay with Gareth returning. I don't know what's gonna happen, I guess, but like I was gonna bring up Dan Trachtenberg. Like
Oh,
that's a name that we've always talked
That's a man.
yeah.
about.
We've definitely had him in the lists, haven't we, before in the lists for to do a
Well,
Jurassic.
Derek's
Um,
been plugging
Yeah,
hard for him.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
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 Shout out Double D, Derek
Double
Davis.
Derek Davis Jr. the third.
No, we'll see if we hear something about a Rebirth sequel soon. I guess. Like,
It
What was
seems
the
like
last
the
little
the
hype
gears
about it?
was the liberation crap, which turned out to just be, you know,
That was
somebody
just
stirring pots. Yeah.
it
Through
turned out to be
the
crap. Yeah.
through the grapevine, we have heard like more like senior crew are perhaps signing on. There's like a few little tidbits here and there that it seems like things are being put into place if it was to go into production next year.
Yeah,
So that's
they're
kind of
in
cool.
early pre-production
Yeah.
seems because there were some listings in some production magazine
Production
or
Weekly
something.
or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was taken out of context because it was talking about the Mummy um, starting shooting
yeah,
later this year, and
it
like
was. Yeah,
it was kind of making a point that that would be coming first. I think it wasn't saying Jurassic was going into production; it was just kicking off the production.
Mhm. They were
yeah.
first,
Um,
though. I think Production Weekly was first with Jurassic City, and that turned out to be true. Like Jurassic City was Rebirth. We just have no
was
Jurassic
it?
sort of.
City.
I don't recall
I
it
don't think it was
being.
anything else. Like
Yeah.
that was the sort of aligned with the
That was
genre, but they
like
were early with that.
they were early. Yeah.
But we did,
Um,
that's one thing. We unfortunately we can't say it on the podcast. But when we met those guys, that we did learn the title of the very first draft, didn't we,
Mm.
Alex?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, not just that. We went through a bunch of them. There were, they definitely changed two or three times.
yeah, and
Um,
don't think the title that the main one would have gone down well at all.
no, no.
It was very, very strange. Like they
Yeah.
tried to change that up, but
yeah, I hope they uh, think through a few ideas for the next one.
Yeah, and so where did Liberation come from? Was that just
It was a domain that was bought by some random person that was then taken down.
Oh yeah, that's right. To try and then it was redirected to the official site to try and, but it's such a short-sighted trick to play on like a community to make them think this is the name of the new movie, because anybody can go on like who.is and just IP like check the domain
Well, listen,
where it's
clicks
registered. All
are
universal domains are exactly the same. They've always been registered in the very same place, so you
right.
know if it's official or not
Yeah,
immediately.
it's uh I mean, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought, but go on.
Liberation.
Yeah, it I still I
You're
lost it, sorry.
fine. I like the title. I actually do think that could work as a Jurassic title. I guess I don't know, but yeah, we it turned out to not be true, and it was just peddled
Oh,
by
what I was gonna say was
Greg.
like the reason that someone would do it is for clicks, like for
Yeah,
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 yeah.
for clicks
And
or
there's
just
there's a lot of that. Like I kind of, as doing our own promotion, it's a fine line between advertising something and just being clickbaity
yeah.
sometimes. Like, and
yeah.
I'll go back
The
and forth
real
about stuff.
truth behind Jurassic World Rebirth is how we should have
Exactly. It's just
advertised our
yeah.
the dark truth
Yeah, we
behind.
should have that's how we should have marketed the interview, like
Yeah, yeah,
dark reality show, the
Yeah.
truth.
yeah, and just thumbnails with the production designer crying and in that AI face.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
mad shit.
gosh.
Gareth just
How
like,
do you Jack, how do you feel about Liberation as a title if it were a real title?
yeah. I mean, it kind of aligns with what it feels like. It works after Rebirth. Like I could see the title making sense, but it's not a it's not very it's not gritty, is it? Like you want a title that's kind of like survival, or you I don't know. It's not or like extinction or breakout.
Yeah.
Like those are always great Jurassic potential titles. Liberation's quite like formal.
I
It's a little bit
mean,
Les Mis for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Les
exactly. Yeah.
Mis.
But it could very
Liberation.
much like what if that's a working title? You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like we've had what was Rebirth's working title?
I
It's shot
forget
under
now.
Saga.
Saga. We
Oh
had
yeah,
Yeah.
Saga.
Ebb Tide. We had Ancient Futures. We
Yeah.
had what was Dominions?
Arcadia.
Arcadia. We
Alex,
had
you're such an expert. Oh my goodness.
and then we had Saga. Liberation
Yeah.
could literally be like a working
It's
title on the next
well,
one.
it's, people have got a running theory because obviously Arcadia was a given. It was named after the boat in Fallen Kingdom,
Yeah.
and I'm sure this is a coincidence. Jurassic was called Rebirth was called Saga, and the boat at the beginning of Dominion was called Saga. I'm sure it's a coincidence. I don't think that was on purpose.
Oh yeah,
So people are
yeah.
like, oh, clearly the next one's going to be called like Essex or Mariposa or something like that.
Well, it
Um,
might be that maybe they've clocked onto that as well. Maybe
yeah.
someone pointed that out and they were like, "Oh, okay, there's our working title."
um,
Yeah, Liberation's all right, but I'm more interested in who's coming back, who's writing it, who's
Yeah.
directing it. I think there was the official bit of news that Gareth is indeed in talks, right? Was
There's
that ever proven?
nothing official. Like nothing in the trades or from Universal, just like
was
rumors
that
or
the
whatever.
something Snyder?
It was
Maybe.
Snyder, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was Snyder.
It was
Snyder.
Snyder.
Yeah.
Like
What a guy! What a guy!
Dinkelberg, if anyone understands that reference.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah, yeah,
Alex. Yes.
yeah. You know what? I'm always passing around that best parent trophy thing meme. This is where I put my trophy if I had one.
Fairy godparents. Anyway. Yeah, so another little tiny bit of news today was, if you want to call it news, was that NBC Universal filed trademarks for the Nublar 5.
Yeah, I check my math on this, but weren't there 6 of them?
Yeah. See, there's 5 of them when they can't find Brooklyn,
Yeah,
and like
Did they start calling themselves
That's
that though?
I don't know if they ever did they ever say that,
I don't
Jack?
remember. I don't.
Universal filed trademarks. I missed this.
It was
Oh, it's
literally
not
today.
so. Yeah, it was
It's
literally
like
today. So it's not the Nublar 5. It's just Nublar 5. But
there's a
it's
logo and everything. I think it's for merchandise, right? There it is.
it's yeah, and so that's why I said if you want to call this news, like it's for beverage ware, clothing, and um bags, like tote bags and backpacks. So it's like it seems to me like this is like going to be on T-shirts at Target and
Could,
Walmart,
could
probably.
that be Universal thinking there were 5 in the Chaos Theory show? Like, could that
I
literally be a
mean,
mistake? Or because what the
no,
hell is
because
Nublar 5?
they've said they've. I mean, maybe it is, but like they've said Nublar 6 so many times on official channels, like.
Yeah,
And they're the Nublar 5 when they can't find Brooklyn, so maybe it's just like Chaos Theory merch without
Yeah.
Brooklyn or something. But like,
Maybe it's the
I don't
third
know.
show. It's coming this October, and
Yeah,
they're not going to tell you
maybe
who's not in it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
one of them didn't make it. Something's happened.
maybe it is the next show, and like one of them is just not. Maybe Ben's not there or Brooklyn's not there or something. I
You got to look at who voices them, right? So Sean
don't know.
John Brony's probably the biggest actor of the bunch.
He had a trailer come out like yesterday,
Yeah,
didn't he?
pizza movie or whatever.
Yeah,
That's by Brit and
Yeah,
Nick. The
yeah,
YouTubers
Britannic.
Brit.
Yeah, they're
and
Britannic,
great.
yeah,
Britannic. Yeah,
and
they are so good. I
Justin
miss.
from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
oh, and Leo Birnberg and his composing partner are doing the score for that too.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Maybe it's
Yeah, I
okay.
watched
Maybe
that
this is it.
trailer
Maybe it's
because
secretly a live action Camp Cretaceous Chaos Theory series, and it's called Nublar 5.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. What is
Well,
it called?
like I hadn't.
Pizza movie.
It's called
No,
Pizza Movie. Yeah, I think.
pizza movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
they must have really workshopped that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But their humor, like, have you ever seen
Oh,
eagles
it's
that
great.
turn
Yeah,
people into horses or
yeah,
whatever it's
yeah, yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah. Their later ones like
Anna! Yeah, that's it's so good.
I
Their stuff's well worth a watch. It's like OG YouTube
what's the one with
comedy.
Stephen Root in where like the basketball one where he
Yes, yes.
we're from a line of royal fat-headed aliens.
Their stuff is great,
It's
man. Like
great, yeah.
that was
And they've worked with
university.
everybody like Danny Pudi, Rose
They were with
McIver,
Josh
Joss
they did a
Whedon.
movie
Yeah,
with Joss Whedon, yeah,
they were
during
in
Avengers.
his film Much Ado About Nothing,
oh
They
along with
were in
like
that, yeah, and then they
yeah,
had him in whatever
as he was the coach or something like that, dressed as an
yeah.
eagle or a bird.
no, the
Good stuff is good.
trailer actually like I enjoyed the trailer. It made me laugh, and I'm not a huge comedy person, but
Yeah,
like
It's
it's
true.
hard to
Caleb
get
is
actually
not
right, isn't
funny.
it? And especially those where
true.
half of it's, I guess, not animated, but like it goes into some weird trippy stuff. But I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it's going to be a good laugh, that movie. I think.
There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to see Project Hail Mary tomorrow night, and I'm really hyped for it. And I'm seeing it on
I'm.
film.
Oh wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh, at
70
the
I'm
mil.
jealous.
Prince. No,
The BFI.
the BFI. Ah,
Yeah.
Oh man.
yeah. I
I
saw they were doing like 70 mil screenings of it
Mm.
somewhere. Is that the BFI? They're
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
70 mil. Oh, tasty.
nice.
I
Very
saw
nice.
Interstellar 70 mil there.
I have tickets for Monday night for Project Hail Mary.
Nice. I've heard nothing but good things. Our good friend
Yeah.
James was on it briefly when it was in development. Is that right, Jack? Keep me honest. I
Say
swear
again.
he told us James was on it for a bit when it was in development.
Oh yeah, I think
Um,
so. Yeah. Yeah, that rings a bell actually. I think.
yeah. But no, all the reviews have been. I feel like, and we said a while ago, we need to compile a list of films to watch when you want to watch Jurassic Park, but you just watched it. And I feel like this is one of those films that would probably be on that list.
Yeah, it's given that vibe, isn't it? Yeah, I
Yeah.
really want to watch that. I also want to see. Did you see the
Yeah.
trailer for Obsession? Jason Blum's production company.
That was
No.
yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, it's
It
fucked
looks
up,
crazy.
man. And it's Curry Barker. It's another YouTuber. Like Curry Barker is, I think his name's Barker. Curry. His first name's Curry, which is hilarious. He makes he's made some fantastic YouTube comedy and that's gone like viral on TikTok and Instagram, but then also made some very dark short films. And then suddenly, I don't know how it ended up, but he's now directing this movie called Obsession. And one of his guys that works with him on the YouTube stuff is there, and the trailer is like bleak, like like spooky.
Yeah,
Like, that's
I would
crazy,
agree.
man. Um, just the shot of her like cry. Is she crying or is she laughing when she's in the dark? It's like a dark room and there's loads of boxes and she's kind of behind them and
I'm
she's
gonna
like
have to check this out.
crying or laughing. And
It's
it's not 4:3. It's not quite 4:3. It's 4:5. I think. Shot very nicely, very
Wait,
beautifully.
vertically or horizontally?
Um, it's not wide, but it's like 4:3, but not quite 4:3. I don't know.
Okay, okay. So still
Five
landscape,
five
but
by
very
four.
yeah,
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 it's dark for sure. Yeah.
yeah. It looks like a
yeah.
spooky movie, but shot really well, and we're in a really good time for horror. It seems like there's a lot of good horror
Yeah.
coming out.
I
Movies like
have
Obsession is like lowish budget, but just true art being made. You know.
Mm.
yeah, I have tickets for Ready or Not 2 also this week. So that looks
I
fun.
don't.
The first one was fun, and it's a good
Ready or Not
The
cast.
too.
the first one is Samara Weaving. She finds out her fiance is like the family is a member of a cult and they play hide and seek and try to kill each
Are they a
other.
member of a cult, or are they just aren't they like a board game magnate
Literally.
or something? But their success is because they.
Well, but there's they spoiler alert, but they explode at the end if they aren't
Yeah,
successful in the game. So they're like vampires or something. But
I literally have no idea what this movie is. It sounds
it's
it's
good
interesting.
it's
fun. Yeah.
really it's really great. But anyway, the sequel is coming out this week, and it's also horror. So.
In Caleb, have you seen the one that's a horror movie about with insane sound design? I keep forgetting what it's called.
Oh, the Undertone.
Undertone.
No, I kind of want to. I kind of don't want to. Because
Apparently, it's genuinely terrifying. Like, and they
I've
say that when they're
seen,
hyping up horror movies all the time. But I keep
yeah,
seeing people who have seen it go, "No, like I'm terrified of that movie."
Hmm.
yeah. I've seen people saying it's just like absolutely terrifying. Like in uses sound to be absolutely
Yeah,
terrifying.
huge soundscape. And the director, I think, used real, what do they call them? EVP, when it's like ghost recordings for, and they go into a location that's supposedly
E-
haunted.
mm,
EVP or something like that.
Oh, like recordings of
I think
spirits
it's
or
something else,
whatever.
but I
Like
can't think what it is. Yeah,
when they go into locations that are supposedly haunted, and then they
it's
use a
something E
type of
something
recorder.
P for sure.
Yeah, they use a type of recorder and they capture voices and things like that.
Yeah,
He used real quotations, EVP recordings or whatever
that's
it is,
cool.
in the movie as part of the sound design. I think that's an
That's
extra layer of
texture. Like
creepy
that's
because
really
yeah, that really is.
that's like Blair
I've
Witch levels of.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's
I've
the thing.
heard.
Like the only movie that's truly scared me is Skinamarink, and that was like
Oh,
that truly shut me up. Like I was scared, man. Like my my girlfriend was asleep in the bed next to me after I finished it, and it was like 4 a.m. and I couldn't move. I was like, I gotta put something funny on
oh.
because that's scary, man. I was like, wake up, wake up.
Oh gosh. No, I've heard people say Undertone is like genuinely terrifying and great, and I've also seen people say that it's genuinely terrifying to the point that like they walked out of it like
Yeah.
traumatized and they were like, I don't want to do this ever again. And I'm like,
And
okay.
that's the thing. Like, I know during advertising for horror movies, a lot of the time they like show the Paranormal Activity started it, where they have like a camera filming people in the audience as they're watching the movie, and they show you
That's
the
cool. Yeah.
reactions and stuff. And it's a cool way of advertising it, showing these like overhyped reactions. But I feel like a lot of the time they're like, yeah, people literally died in the cinema, like when they're watching it. It's super scary, you know, like they really overhype it, and it's really not that scary. But
I wonder if that's
Undertone
like where the
killed it.
idea for the ring came from. Is it the ring or which is the
I
one with the videotape?
love The Ring.
If
Oh
somebody
my
just sat
god.
around like, oh guys, I just want to make a film that, just after people see it, they just die, and someone in the room's like, just say that again.
Well, it's based on The Ring is a American remake of Ringu, right? Which is the
Sounds about
Japanese
right, yeah.
Japanese, I think, or Korean, maybe Korean. Um, I can't remember now.
Yeah, I'm
Great
not
movie,
sure.
but do you know that the first The Ring is a PG?
Woo!
Wow.
It's
Hot
not a
damn.
horror. Like, I mean, it is a horror, but like it does they it's Gore Verbinski, and they did a lot to for
That
some
Gore
reason.
is not.
Verbinski.
It's Gore Verbinski, really.
Yeah,
The Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
He
And
did the
who
ring.
also just made a movie about AI called Good Luck Have Fun Don't Die, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
a good time.
is that out? Sam
Oh,
Yeah,
Rockwell,
it's
right?
out. Yeah,
Any good?
it's a good time. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh,
keep seeing
nice.
that. Yeah. Um, yeah, The Ring is actually a really interesting one because I feel like Gore Verbinski, when he made The Ring, could have made a fantastic Jurassic because the movie's PG,
Yes, yes.
so it
Mm.
ticks all the Jurassic boxes, but it's a terrifying movie. It's genuinely scary, that movie. But not only that, they used some really insane technique. The movie is like super green. The whole movie is green. They used some really rare like Kodak filters for the camera, and the film stock was a specific type of film stock that was expired and or something or had been left out, and it gave it such a unique look. And people have tried to replicate it to this day, and they can't. It's such a just a really fascinating case study of like shooting on film and really going for the look. It's all in camera. Like
Mm.
they didn't
They were
grade it
trying to
to
create
be
their
made.
own
That's
movie
crazy.
that would kill people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually quite into The Ring. I think The Ring 2 is good, not as good. And then there was Rings, which had
Rings.
Leonard from Big Bang Theory, which just can't see him
Mm.
as any other role. But he's in that, and he plays like a teacher or something. And they basically create a club of come and watch the movie, and then you pass the curse on to someone else, which is just insane. But they have all these like TVs and VHS tapes and everything, and then I think in that one the tape goes digital, so it ends up as a media file on people's Macs or something like that. It's pretty. You'll love it or hate it, but it's good fun. It had good atmosphere. It's constantly
Mm.
raining and things like that. I like when movies play within the world. Like The Ring was all wet, rain, green,
Mm.
and this, like with sequels, like the first two Final Destinations, rain, 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 rain. Everybody's wet all the time, and then
The first two Jurassic Parks, rain, rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain.
exactly.
rain, yeah.
Everybody's wet all the time. But in like Final Destination 3, they kind of slow. They pull all that back for more extreme deaths and all this. But you're like they're losing the atmosphere. And by number 4, you're like this doesn't even feel like Final Destination anymore because it's just constantly sunny. And I'm like, it doesn't. Those movies suit the rain,
Yeah.
Like
They ran out of ways to kill people in the dark. They had to kill people in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. They had to do bright daytime. Yeah, seriously. That was a large tangent, though. I don't know how we. That was.
Did
We were
you?
talking about Jurassic World too. I
We
think, weren't we?
talking about movies is great. Did you ever see Send Help? No. Yes.
Oh no, I didn't. We were talking about that as well. That was the one with Mean Girls.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
it cleaned up, didn't it? It did really, really well. Really well
it's
received. Sam
it's
Raimi?
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
Drag Me to Hell.
and
Evil
it's
Dead.
Drag Me to Hell and Evil Dead are you can see the influences in Send Help.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely see Send Help. It's worth your time. And Sam Raimi is all over it.
Yeah,
So,
great movie. And Drag Me to Hell. If you haven't seen that, that's a great
Great.
movie.
Hell of an
yeah,
ending.
Hell of
I
an
was. I mean, Send Help has a great ending. I would say. Another movie with a great ending that I wanted to bring up is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Oh, we have not. Oh, I've seen it now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yes, legend.
Alex, have you seen it?
No, and I still haven't seen.
You haven't seen
Which
Years
one?
either, have you?
No, I haven't seen Years either. Yeah,
Okay,
I just
Oh,
haven't had the
okay.
chance.
it's fine.
They're both
not-
good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good, but Bone Temple is better for sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not. Danny. No.
no, it's
It's
Nia
Nia DaCosta.
Yeah.
She this one was better. I feel like this one could have come without the first one in a sense. Like I get what they're doing, but this one could have come without the first one, and you just immediately pick up in this world 28 years after the first.
I read something about it, and I don't know if I've read it as a misconception or not, but obviously the world stopped turning in the year 2000 and
2002.
something. Yeah. So obviously anything that happened subsequently for us didn't happen in that world. And doesn't one of the characters like worship
Jimmy Savile, yeah.
Jimmy Savile? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's such a great cultural thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's
the
a
boy, Jimmy
And
Savile was like a British hero at that point. He
Mm.
was knighted and everything. So
yeah,
another thing is that tree that was cut down by those two absolute morons in Britain. That famous tree that sat between the valley that was cut down um,
yeah,
in real life. In the movie, they've put that back in
Oh, that's
because
clever.
they
I like
filmed
that.
in that location, so
Yeah.
they put the tree back. And I was like, that's nice. That's a good use of CG.
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Restoring
No,
an old tree that
the
some losers cut down.
the Jimmy's thing, like with the context of him now, it's like it
Yeah.
makes it so just
Dark,
insane in the movie.
Mm.
dark, very dark. Yeah, really. Yeah, loved Bone Temple. Actually, I have to admit, but I think I went into it thinking this might not be great because I mean, it hadn't performed very well, and I wasn't. I was saying on the last pod I was on, we were talking about it, and I didn't really. I think me and Aziz were on the same page. We liked 28 Years Later when we first saw it, and more time has passed. I'm more like, yeah, but it wasn't what I wanted at all from this franchise. Bone Temple definitely just kind of gets right into it, and I really enjoyed what it did with the characters. I like how much we got to learn. Is it Ralph? Is it Ralph Fiennes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Red
Voldemort.
Fiennes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
Voldemort.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but what he does in the movie, you're like, oh man, yeah, we are progressing with the what is the zombies in it. I guess like figuring them out. Yeah, it does things
yeah.
really well, and you'll be pleased to know that the big swinging dick is still in it. Is it Samson or Samson? The guy,
That's
the
his
big
name. That's his name in the
alpha
movie.
zombie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they gave him a big swinging prosthetic dick in the first one, and it's back. It's in all its glory. It's back.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's
So
a strange choice, but it's certainly one that. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
no,
makes
it's
sense, doesn't it?
I
he's
guess you got to double down.
You
he's
yeah,
yeah he's in the Bone Temple a lot and like
yeah,
becomes a character and the ending is insane and wild.
yeah.
So
Oh, loved the ending. That's the kind of thing that I think people have been waiting to see. And that's the thing. Like, I still think what they do in Bone Temple, like what Ralph Fiennes' character does with Samson and that, it isn't it isn't what I wanted from 28 Days franchise. Like that's not ever where I saw things going, but it's handled so well that it is a little bit emotional at times. It's very,
mm,
very cool the way they've
yeah.
done it. And I think, yeah, if you haven't seen it, if you're a fan of the first, or if you're just a fan of zombie movies in general, it's probably one to check out. Bone Temple, especially. Really interesting movie.
Yeah,
Well
for
made.
sure. I definitely agree.
Yeah,
Just and
it's a shame
it's
it bombed. It's a shame it didn't do well at the box office
I
because
wish
Mm.
I wish they would have released it in a month other than January, but like I don't
or
know.
hyped it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
that too. That
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Um, it's super violent, and I liked that about it because like that's kind of the reputation that the franchise has, and I was like, yes, this is
Yeah,
good. Even it's just brutal. So
human on human more so as well. Yeah,
Mm.
just
yeah, yeah,
absolutely brutal. The Jimmys, but that's the thing. The Jimmys story is given full flesh in this, and then it it doesn't like there's no loose ends really with them. Like it really does tie things together well, and I like what they do with that. I like that we have a. I'm trying not to spoil it, but some form of closure with those
Mm.
with that group of people. I think it's handled really well because it's like the final thing of the first movie. It's like one of the last things you see, and yeah, they dedicate a whole movie to it. And I don't know what the third one's going to be now. I really hope they do get to do it. I know it was greenlit and stuff, but
yeah,
I think they always said it depends on the box office of the second, and
Mm.
that did not do well. So I don't know where we stand with that third movie, but I think Cillian Murphy,
Killian Murphy.
Killian.
Yeah.
Killian
He had a little
Murphy.
cameo, right, at the end of Bone Temple.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Him
yeah,
and a new
Remember when
character.
everyone thought that zombie was him in the trailer
yeah,
for the one
yeah,
before?
Genuinely looked like him, and it
Yeah.
turned out it was just this very, very thin
Man.
actor extra
Mm.
that had an appearance in this, and it's like, oh right, it really did look like
Yeah, yeah.
Jim,
yeah.
Jim, Jim, Jim,
Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his name was
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he has a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
cameo at the end. Unfortunately, it doesn't show you all of the characters that survive together at the end, but it does
It
show you him
hints.
and then
Yeah.
hints at what's happened a little bit, I guess. Um, it's a cool ending. It's a very cool ending. Um, so I really do hope they get the chance to do number three, because now you know what number three is going to be, and
And
that's what I wanted in 28 years later in the first place. So
Mm.
took
bringing
three movies together.
somehow bringing this back to Jurassic, like it's a good example of like bringing a new director in on something, and like it turns out really cool. Like who hasn't
Mm.
worked on Jurassic before? Like Nia DaCosta, like
Would
she came
take
in and
Nia DaCosta on Jurassic.
yeah, yeah,
If they suddenly announced that, I'd be like, yeah, game in. Bone Temple was better than the first 28 years, so even though screenplay and everything else has a lot to do with that, she
yeah, yeah.
directed it, so I'm in. Like, would
I'd really like them to pull a director in before the story's 100% locked down. Like, I think I'd probably be fine with them coming in if there's an idea, but like, let's not bring someone in when the screenplay's printed, distributed, locked.
yeah.
I know
Let's
Gareth got
not
some input, but it's just not fair. Like,
let's not bring in David Leitch and then escort David Leitch out and then bring in someone.
David Leitch. That was
mm.
such a wild time. God.
I don't think that it'll be such a carousel this time, I guess, but yeah.
It will probably be Gareth again. I was going to say before, I think Universal saw that it nearly made a Billy, and part of their logic to
Yeah.
that is going to be Gareth. So
Yeah.
they're probably giving Gareth a Billy to do it. You know what I mean? Like they're probably putting some serious money down on the table to make him do it, and money talks. You know,
That's true. Got to
he would
cash
he
in,
would he would come back if the offer was right,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure. Because I'm pretty sure he wanted to distance. He didn't want to do more than one, right? And he was
oh,
He
already
said
and
that a
like
lot, didn't he? Yeah.
he
yeah,
during some of the, and I mean it was during the press tour of the movie, so I
Mm.
guess that played into it. But like during the some of those Q&As and stuff, like they didn't really want to talk about a sequel. They were like, I don't know, and all this stuff.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
I mean, everything else aside, like seems like he is a fan of Jurassic, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
huge.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like they tried the one director thing somewhat with Colin in the first and last of that trilogy. I feel like they should just make these movies now with a new director each time,
Mm.
and just like, because we're at the point now where we're at Jurassic Park 7, whatever, man.
8.
Eight.
Eight's about
Yeah.
to, yeah. Like, just make whatever. Let filmmakers come in and have their stamp on it, because one of them
Mm.
might turn out to be some, you know, movie that aligns itself with the first three in a proper way. Some filmmaker might come along and be like, I've done it. I feel like they should treat Jurassic like that. They shouldn't just be like, well, we made nearly a Billy, so we should get Gareth back. You know what I mean? Like, they should. I hope the producers are seeking out new talent. I
Yeah.
really do. And
Yeah.
as much as I love David Kep, I think I think the studio influenced that screenplay a lot. I don't think David Kep should write the next one. I think maybe have somebody else write that movie, because
it's it's tough when so many people have said they read it and it read well on the page, and then they saw the film and were like, "That's what this became." So, like,
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see, what it was before, what got left out. It does feel like too many people got their say, and then it lost all meaning by the end
yes,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Too many cooks
Yeah,
spoiled the broth of Jurassic. Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah.
So
If
The
somebody had
dinosaur
just,
bone
the
broth of Jurassic.
well, Loy extraction.
yeah, but it's true. I think
Mm.
yeah, I think I said to you, Alex, like, I bet you David Kep's very first screenplay was probably fucking solid. It was
Yeah,
probably pretty good.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
we know they went through iteration after iteration, as is tradition with these movies. Lost World was the same. They were all more or less the same, but I think studio notes and executives making calls that they're not connected to the project, but they're making calls about what should happen, and
Mm.
I think it just got muddled. And then obviously
Yeah.
all the VFX and
We
everything, it just
were
became a different movie. And
Yeah, we were talking a little bit on a previous podcast about like, you know, maybe a different writer that Gareth's worked with before, or like that's where a different writer could come in. Because like who wrote The Creator? Who wrote uh Monsters? Did Gareth write Monsters?
I think Gareth wrote Monsters. I don't know
Mm.
about the creator.
Yeah.
I feel like he maybe did write that, or was at least the story
I mean, do you
originally.
think Gareth might get more writing input this time? Maybe
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. I feel like that would almost be one of his stipulations in returning, is that he's involved from an earlier standpoint, because
in the
we know
story.
that that
Yeah.
was a bit of a point on Rebirth. But I kind of really do hope they go with someone else. I'd love for them to just announce a director that no one's expecting again, and just to have that chance to
Fresh
have a whole
ideas.
new, like, ooh, what are we in for? Like, what are we truly
Yeah.
going to be in for here? That would be cool.
Yeah.
But what do you think it's even going to be about? Like, where do you see the movie going?
It's really
Uh,
tough.
we read that. I mean, we read that summary a few podcasts ago. That was cool.
Yeah, the
I
one
think
about
I would
ending
hope.
up in South America somewhere.
Yeah, ending up in the exclusion zone where there's dinosaurs, but it's illegal to be there. You know, picking up right after Rebirth would be cool. What was I gonna say? I really hope that Parker Jennings is involved and comes after them, or like we learn more about that. That whole thing is developed. Um, I don't know. I'm just rattling off ideas. I want to see more
Mm.
of the D-Rex and the island. Honestly, I wouldn't
I
be
don't
opposed
think
to
we're
going
going
back.
back to. I don't think we'll go back. Like I think there's nothing. There's no like hanging thread to cling on to. It feels like to me, and like if we did, it would be Fallen Kingdom style, just in the opening. Probably not even as
That's
much.
yeah. I was gonna say maybe it's like only part of what
Mm.
happens, and they go back there for something. I just feel like they could do. They could still develop all that stuff is still could be developed more.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 100%,
yeah,
100%.
But in a sense, they did
but I
they
don't
did
know.
almost shoot themselves in the foot by with Rebirth, because it doesn't open itself to sequels very much at all, and it's very
Which is weird because everybody kept saying it did.
I
yeah.
mean,
I'm like, where?
I would argue that it leaves it pretty open, and there are some things
But
that
as
could
we
be
just said, you
like.
can't go back to the island, really, can you? You can't. Like, I mean, you can, but then that would literally just be a retread of what just happened.
To be fair, they could do whatever they want, I
They can.
guess.
I mean, we always said they'd
But
never open another park, and then Jurassic World rolled around, and they didn't even try to earn it. They were like, "We're going to do it, and you're just going to have to accept it,"
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
did.
I
um,
don't accept it now, though. Posthumously, I take it back. I don't
mm.
accept the new park. It's
I can
ruined it.
see, where there's a buck to be made. We as a human race have a habit of
it makes
repeating
sense.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it makes
but
sense.
again, I think the film should have tried to earn it a bit more than it did, and it didn't at all. It just went straight in there with "fuck you."
Now,
Yeah.
now we're talking about Jurassic Park
World.
4. We were just talking about Jurassic Park 8, so now we're talking
Mm,
about Jurassic Park 4,
mm.
technically.
Well, Jurassic Park 4 never happened, unfortunately. We
That's
ended up with
Jack.
a
I was
spin-off
baiting
franchise.
you. I was baiting you into saying that.
I'm forever bitter about what happened with the world movies, but I've just the way I accept it now is it's a brand new franchise, it's a different franchise, and it's a spin-off of Jurassic Park. We never got the fourth Jurassic Park movie. We never got Breakout. We never got Extinction. We never got what was meant to come.
Mm,
Whatever. And I feel like we have the Jurassic World era, which is like a side tangent of the franchise that's become its own massive thing, and that's great. People love it. That's great. But for me, it ended with three. The Park franchise ended
yeah.
with three, and I am forever bitter that, like, I've been watching The Lost World a lot recently, and I'm very sad that we can no longer have a movie like that. It doesn't happen. Like, and we're so far past that era too. Like, we had 2001's JP3, which I agree is an outlier between, but like, it's different to the first two. It's not quite the same, but they were always trying to pivot back and make another fourth movie that was going to be more in line with the
Mm,
first two, and we never got there. There was such a gap that whatever was going to come so many years later was always going to be different. And
mm.
I'm sad because I'm watching The Lost World and watching the scene with Hammond and like Ludlow, like the opening scenes, and I'm just like, when it's world building, it's so world building, and
Yeah.
we never. it's just sad. It's sad that we never got to continue that. Like JP3 ended with pteranodons leaving the island, and it never got any form of closure. It never even got
Mm.
mentioned in the fourth movie.
I
And
can't think who it was. Somebody on the crew of one of the films turned around and said like, "Oh, they can't fly that far, really. They probably all drowned." Um, it's
yeah,
really-
probably.
They were captured by Hoskins.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't like that as an answer
not a fan.
either. It's
Yeah,
just
not
it
a
just feels
fan.
a bit convoluted and try to tie everything back to the same group of people. Like,
Yeah,
It is
definitely.
currently the answer, though.
it is
But
It
yeah,
currently,
is. It
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
But it's not in the movies, is it? It's not a
Oh, you
theatrical
say that.
answer.
I
It's
think
uh,
I have heard that like Kep went through quite a lot of material, including he had some stuff presented from like the extended Jurassic franchise, and he kind of put red lines through an awful lot of stuff and just said no, which is perhaps why some of the Rebirth stuff doesn't tie back to that quite so much, and also perhaps why so much stuff has been disappearing off the internet. Um,
uh,
that's fascinating, isn't it?
I think there is like a Jurassic timeline from the last couple of years out there now. Um,
yeah,
whether or not we get to see that or not, who knows? Whether or not it influences any films going forward, who knows?
Mm.
yeah. Head canon is a big thing in the Jurassic
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like to think like how the trailer one or whatever said that Isle Saint Hubert was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park, and then when we see it, I mean, we're seeing it in, and I know there's some confusion over when it's 2007. It's not like 2010. There's like the synopsis. Just ignore it. It makes no sense. Or everything in the film is dated 2007. It's how it was dressed.
Right.
Um, and I like to think like it would have been cool to have seen
But that's
one
still
area.
post the Jurassic World
Yeah,
Park.
yeah, yeah. But imagine like we'd
yeah,
seen an area that hadn't been renovated that still had like classic InGen stuff and classic Jurassic stuff and was even
Yeah.
but it
more
had
dated.
been it had the lab had been around before 2007. That's just when
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
the
it's just
movie.
when we see that
So yeah,
first. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think it's
Exactly.
just I think that's one of the things that put some people off was just the convoluted and very confusing lore that Rebirth kind of breaks all the lore. It doesn't really work
Yeah.
in any of it, and it's that people have qualms with the opening titles and what they say and that they need to be changed, and then there's stuff in the movie or like you said in the trailer, the original research facility for the original Jurassic Park. No,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
It's not. We're seeing it in Jurassic World times. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's something like when they made the film, they did it one way. The scripts originally in the opening, we saw that incident take place, and then it was going to skip 5 years forward, and that's where the synopsis got 5 years from. Like they just read,
oh
I
yeah,
think I
okay,
think what was the approved production screenplay, the first white, and we're like, okay, well there's our timeline, and that's why all the synopsis are like, oh, it's 5 years after Dominion.
I mean,
Weirdly,
I would argue that you can like the lore works and you can make it work, but like
yeah, 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 yeah.
people's qualms with
You
it.
can make it work for
It's
sure.
a
I think
pity
it's
that
just
you shouldn't have to. Like the film should have done a little
yeah,
bit more to sit it in the world. Like I love that we got so much of the Jurassic aesthetic back over the Jurassic World aesthetic. And I know people will come back and
Yeah,
say like, no, it's not. It's really like hyper future. But like, it's not just about that. It's the texture and the colors and stuff like
yes.
that. And I just
yeah. I
started
agree
waving
with
my
that.
hands, and the camera is now asking me if I want to add hand gestures.
Oh,
Um, yeah,
sometimes that's one. Like yeah,
that was so weird. But yeah, to me, even though obviously it's a very different visual style, it was still the DNA of Jurassic was woven through for me. I know
yes,
people disagree, but
Yeah,
like
same. I'm the
the,
same, yeah.
the clips we've been releasing, so many people have been hating on the Jeep for some reason. They're like, "What was
Oh, I
that?"
saw that, yeah.
And it's like, no, you know what? I liked it. It was rugged. It was cool.
it felt
Um,
like a more modern version of what InGen made for the Lost World in a sense. A
yeah,
very
yeah,
bare
Yeah,
bones, like
I
didn't need windows, like that kind of
mm,
vehicle.
yeah, to me, the lab and all the stuff like works as like having been around since Jurassic Park, but they've updated it a little
yeah,
bit or something. But like
yeah.
again,
We definitely have
that's
spoken about that.
that's head canon.
It
Yeah.
is. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Yeah.
we've talked about that on like past podcasts too about
But what I
If
will say is that
conversation.
it would make so much more sense and fit into the timeline that's already been established if the island was Biosyn's original research
Well,
facility, what
that's
Dodge,
it was,
whatever
wasn't it? It
Dodge was
was
doing.
when the script was approved for
Yeah,
production. It was Biosyn,
it was Biosyn, and then
and
that
then Gareth came
timeline
in
makes
and
so much sense
yeah,
because it disconnects itself from InGen. It's completely different aesthetic, and then it's like we didn't know what Biosyn were really up to or
no,
where their origin, so it expands Biosyn.
I totally get that. But then
Should have
on
kept
the
that.
other side of things, like I just didn't really have any interest in seeing. I had a lot of interest in seeing more of InGen and more of the stuff we know from the Jurassic lore. It would be cool to see more Biosyn, but not at the detriment of getting like it's like Dominion. We got so much Biosyn, and we got a tiny little bit of InGen in the mix, and it just did. It
Yeah,
felt a little. It'd be like getting an Alien film and focusing all on what's another corporation in the Alien franchise.
Prodigy or there's
Exactly,
other
and having
ones.
no Wayland Yutani at all, which
yeah.
is kind of the way that Alien Earth kind of went in the end there a little bit.
Alien Earth is so is great, but
But it's great, yeah.
um, yeah, there's a lot of there's like three other companies in there too. But what was I gonna say? Uh, no, I think just talking about sequels too. I hope that they develop more of the engine stuff and BIOS and stuff.
I
I
think
don't
they need
know.
to do a sequel that's set within the world where dinosaurs are in the open again. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we know that they've been
Yeah,
isolated now to certain regions, but I think they need to stay away from labs and research islands, and they do need to just spend some time in the world where there are dinosaurs populating it. Um, no, not
yeah.
cities.
Well,
No, not
we've
northern Canada. It needs to be like, 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 the, like Costa Rica, like the
I think
jungle,
Costa Rica
South
is the place I
America.
would
yeah.
most like to see us go to,
Mm.
for sure.
Well, yeah. Here's I was just gonna say too. Like, here's hoping they develop more of that stuff and actually be clearer about what things are and when things are. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But it's
So,
interesting to learn that David Kep originally wrote it as Biosyn. Then you're like, yeah,
yeah,
because that was what was really available to him. InGen weren't doing that kind of stuff
Yeah.
in the 2010s or whatever, I guess, right? So it's weird, but or even it could have been like this was Mizrani Global's original research facility for the original
maybe
Jurassic World, like
Nublar 5 is, I don't know. Maybe that's gonna be something.
some
But
tie-in. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, we'll
but
see.
we've talked on other podcasts about how they should do like prequels or things set before the other
Mm.
movies. So yeah,
Yeah. There's still such a huge amount there that, the right story and like the right people to bring the tone across. Like that's the way to sell it. If you don't get that right, then there's just no point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you
Jack,
think?
you want? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go.
I was just gonna say you wanted to talk about the Lost World, so I was gonna bring that in here.
Nothing ever changes. What I was going to say is, do you think very quickly? But do you think the new animated show Chaos Theory sequel will have the campers, the Nublar Five, going to the D-Rex Island? Do you
Wouldn't it
think
be so funny
I no,
after
I doubt it, but
they get stranded?
yeah, after everything, like because they've all made it through. I don't want to say unscathed. Brooklyn lost an arm, but they've made it, and they get there
Ben
and they're like,
very
right,
nearly
guys,
died.
on a
Yeah.
yeah, they just all immediately just get massacred.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, actually, no. Nobody dies on that island, so you're fine, really.
No, nobody with a second name dies on that island.
True. You have
You have to
Leclerc
consider
and
the
Nina.
yeah, you got
yeah,
to consider Nina, but you also have to count Atwater. Like you have to count the Mosasaur Spinosaur stuff as part of the island in a way.
Yeah,
yeah. That's true. That's true. Yep. Yes, I did want to talk about the Lost World. We've recently moved house, and when I was rebuilding furniture, I was sat there in silence, other than the sounds of rebuilding furniture, and I was thinking, "Oh shit, I need to watch The Lost World." Put it on. I watched it like 4 times while building furniture and stuff. 10 out of 10, absolutely fantastic movie, best Jurassic sequel. But what I was going to ask is, Alex, if
Yo,
if they were to put all of the deleted scenes back into the Lost World, how long would the movie be? Bear
you
in mind,
know,
it's what's it?
it
Two
would be
hours 10,
long.
2 hours 7.
Yeah, something like that. It's longer than JP, isn't it? So it's got to be like 130 something minutes, maybe. And I can't think
Yes,
what the Fox cut is off the top of my head. That's got to be an added 2.5 minutes.
I think more than that because the scene with Roland is at least 5
It's
because
quite long, yeah.
they talk
It's
like
not,
half
So
the
maybe
it,
not
movie is
5, but yeah.
the Lost World is 129 minutes
Was that
129
it?
without
minutes. Yeah,
those other things. But yeah.
Yeah. So I reckon it's probably 133 with the Fox stuff, which I really do hope eventually we get that cut in a decent format. But I strongly suspect it's because Universal sold the airing rights to Fox, who are now owned by Disney, and I reckon it's a
it's
legal
messier. Yeah,
nightmare. Yeah.
but
But
I
no,
think
there
that's
was
something. Sorry, go ahead.
no go yeah, or you.
No, I was just I don't know what I was going to say now. You go.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Well, The Lost World has an awful lot of material that was filmed and cut.
Yes.
And I think in part it's got to be because it was planned ahead of changing the ending and they just never pulled it out and trimmed. I don't know what the screenplay is in length, but if they say like a page represents a minute of film, so I
Roughly,
imagine it
yeah.
must be really, really long, and they just didn't trim the fat of the first and second act to compensate for the third act. They literally just lopped off the end and put on a new ending.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like, I mean, the scene that always makes me laugh is there's a longer cut of Ian arriving at Hammond's apartment and kicking Hammond's dog,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
fact that they
within the
actually
call
filmed
sheet.
that, like they got an
Within the
actual
call sheet.
dog,
Yeah.
and they had animal handlers on set that day. That seems bonkers to me. Um,
Why? Like what?
Doesn't he trip? He
exactly.
trips over the dog or something,
I
and
think
then
the dog like latches onto his like cuff or something, and he like kicks it off, and then the butler throws some shade at him for it or something, and
which is
then
such
Tim and
a
Lex come in.
bizarre
Yeah,
scene to
if
include in
you
the first
if
place.
you watch the film, the scene where Ian looks up and Tim and Lex come down the stairs, Ian isn't looking at Tim and Lex; he's looking at the dog coming down the hallway or down the stairs or whatever, and that's where the scene was supposed to fit in. And there's so many little examples like that. Later in the film, there's a whole
Wow.
scene missing with Roland and RJ making like a little makeshift camp in the trees before the Rexes attack,
Yeah.
right before the village. And I think Ian and Roland have a little conversation also in that scene. And if you know the way it was supposed to be choreographed and you watch the footage now, you can understand how they're all moving around, like where Roland's coming from and all that stuff. Let me pull up my list because there's loads of crazy stuff.
It's
There's a
fascinating to me because there is just so much that it wasn't like we said before. It wasn't just they cut it from the script. They filmed so much for the Lost World. Even conversations where before when they come off the boat, you get that
Mm,
lovely shot along the grassland where they're driving the vehicles.
yeah,
You then after that before it cuts to like the close up of the GPS tracker,
yeah, yeah,
there's a whole conversation where they're unpacking equipment and they're
yeah.
talking
Setting
about
up
how the equipment works, right? Eddie's showing them how some of the equipment works. And I understand why they would cut that because it would end up padding the movie a bit too
the
much.
It
And
edit
happened.
makes a lot of
CGI.
sense.
It ends. They end up moving some of that to when they're on the boat before that, like him showing them how the
Some
guards
of
work and
yeah, yeah.
Oh
all
That
that.
yeah,
scene was
the
supposed to be
gun.
elsewhere. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that whole scene. David Kep directed that, didn't he? And they
Yeah,
weren't supposed to film it.
he rewrote it that day or something because
They
had
got
to
stuck
film
on
it
a
in a different
sandbar,
spot.
or
Yeah,
yeah, which is just really funny. But yeah, there's loads and loads of stuff, and it's only just coming to light. And some of the footage is still coming out. That base camp scene that you just mentioned, we've got some videos of the rehearsal of that we'll have to put out at some point that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of there was a documentary called The Return of Steven Spielberg that came out around the same time as The Lost World, and because the film hadn't come out, it has tons of shots in it that didn't make it. I
Really?
think it also,
Was it good?
The Return of Steven Spielberg.
Hey, watching that.
Um, there is in an ILM featurette, I think it is. The veterinarian who is with oh my god, what's the
Yeah.
paleontologist called? Burke.
Fuck.
Earlier in the film,
Kirk.
there's a
Yeah.
scene where he running through the ravine with the rest of the hunters. He tries to climb his way out, and the Rex picks him up and throws him into Carter,
which is
and
how
knocks it.
Carter ends
This
up
is how Carter
alive.
falls
Yeah,
down. And then when I read that for the first time, I was like, oh, clearly they didn't film it. And then you watch the film and you never see Carter get knocked over. And I was
yeah.
like, oh shit,
They
they actually filmed this.
And
And
there's rehearsed there's stuff where I don't know if it's production shots, photos, or
mm,
videos, but you can see the hunters running
mm,
in areas they weren't running in the
yeah,
movie. So
yeah,
there's more of the hunters running from the T-Rex that was filmed and like it
yeah.
exists. There's so much of the Lost World that made it to the cutting room, and I
Mm.
just wish. I know that the VFX wouldn't be complete. I know
No,
that,
no.
but we're in an age now where that can be achieved. Somebody can do that at home. I feel like it would. I want to. I want to see the
To see a
Lost
film
World
that you've seen so
extended
many
cut.
times, yeah, to
I
see
want to
just a
see
little
all
bit
that
more of it.
filler added in. Show me
Mm.
Eddie running them through the equipment. Like, show me all of that stuff. So what's on your list? You've got like my
Oh,
initial
let's go
question
down.
was how long would the Lost World be with everything put back in?
I mean, some of these
It'd
scenes
be
are
like
long, so you're talking
two
about another
hours
15,
and
20 minutes. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
there's a scene of I think Ian and Kelly debating whether or not Ian should marry or
Sarah,
propose to Sarah. Sorry, yeah,
and that's
and
before the
then
T Rex. Yeah, because
it's
Ian's
in the
in the
tent.
tent with
Yeah,
them,
yeah, exactly. They
and then
they
he
shot all
comes
that.
out the tent, and
Um,
that's when the T Rex
there
appears.
there is some stuff where they filmed it one way, and I assume it must not have worked on set because they then scheduled to refilm it. So like the rope climb in the trailer, you might have seen a still of Nick being like at the very top of the trailer, which isn't in the film, but they did a whole different version of that where Nick manages to climb his whole way out. Um,
Wow.
Hmm.
and I forget how else it worked. It was just slightly different.
What about San
Um,
Diego? Because I know that there was drafts of the screenplay where Nick and Kelly were still involved in San Diego, and I don't think they filmed any of that. But they,
No, I think because in I read something literally the other day, actually, it's a conversation between Kep and Spielberg where one of them says like that they're not involved because their story is done. It's just Sarah and Ian at this point. Like, so I don't think they ever filmed anything with either of them other than the scene with Kelly at the very end.
oh, okay, because
Um,
there is definitely a draft somewhere that includes they take. I think they either take Kelly somewhere or
you know
something.
what
But
I did read, and this is like an outline for the story, and this I'd always wondered about this, and it actually put it in writing and made it clear. That scene is the San Diego stuff is like 3-4 days later. It's not, or maybe even a week. It's not the next morning, um, which is interesting because the edit obviously you don't get that passage of time, but it takes
ah,
quite a while for a ship to get from Costa Rica to Los Angeles to San Diego.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it was, it was written that it was a period of time. It wasn't instantaneous, but you just don't get that feeling in the film. It feels like the very next
Feels
more, yeah.
instantaneous. And that's the thing, discussing all this, like, and with Lost World's original ending and things, I'm
Mm.
like, I love the Lost World as is. I think it's perfect. I love the Lost World. I think it flows so well. And even the San Diego stuff, I feel, yes, there is a bit of like, wait, where did Nick go? You know, like there is a little bit of that to it.
Nick Van Owen.
Yeah, yeah, I do, and I think it flows so well. And but I do understand people's gripes with the San Diego stuff, but I love it. I think it's great. I think the
It was
franchise had
something
to do
new.
that.
Other than that, the film, other than being darker, wouldn't have done anything different to Jurassic Park. It's
No,
the one
but
standout.
yeah, but I do wish we had the extended village because I want to
Yeah, yeah,
see more of the InGen complex that was on that island. So,
yeah.
like, I wish it was all in. But yeah, that's the thing. With all what we know about what was deleted and what we know about was on the cutting room floor, it's really hard to know because Spielberg doesn't publish that info. The studio don't talk about it. But there was so much for the Lost World, and now that we've come so far from that, how many years old is the Lost World now? It's 20. Where are we? What year are we? It's nearly 30 years old.
It's gonna
Wow.
be 30 years old next year. Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
So
It makes me want them to
we got to
do an extended.
celebrate.
Yeah, definitely. But it makes me want them to do an extended cut. Like I want to see more of that film. I want to live in that world much more. And I want to see like we know they filmed it, so I just want them to put it back in. I want them to make that footage available.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what they do still have and what they don't, like whether or not all these off trimmings and stuff. Because Universal lost loads of film in numerous fires.
Yeah.
The
There was
studio
Yeah.
catches
the
fire a
main
lot.
there was
Well,
that
it makes
main
you.
big fire, but
Yeah.
It's really interesting to talk about how all of these movies are like, pieced together and things end up on the cutting room floor and like there are deleted scenes on the Rebirth disc and that didn't really happen with the last three movies. Like,
So, Jack,
there-
did you see? I dropped a couple like little deleted shots from Rebirth a couple, well, like a week ago, and like
Yeah.
it's nothing huge, but like there was one in the lab of them taking that little incubator out and giving it to the
Oh,
guy
yeah,
with the
yeah.
little frog puppets, and I was like, oh, I want that in the film. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Were
Yeah.
they feeding it to the D Rex? Like what the
I don't
hell?
know if they were getting it
Um,
out to dissect it or study it or
yeah, but
something.
why
I
was
don't
he
know.
taking it in there? It's maddening.
Yeah.
But there's some other stuff as well, like the crashed helicopter in the tree, and we heard some about this, and I've seen some pictures of it this last week. That originally, that where you see him Krebs poking the gun with a stick, he was going to
Yeah.
poke it, and the body and a bunch of other bodies were going to fall out on him. And the dummies they built, they took cast of different members of the crew. One of them was James Clyne, and I happened to
Oh
see a
wow.
picture this week of David Vickery's double. And the only reason I knew it was him is because the mustache is just crazy strong still, even though it's a corpse.
Yeah, because we
Um,
saw pictures before the movie came out of all those bodies and
it
all
is
the
piled
guts
up
and
in a
stuff
room, and yeah,
Yeah.
piled up, and we were like,
I
"Oh, this is
wish
gonna be gruesome,"
they
and they cut it.
yeah, I wish they would have kept that. Um,
yeah, yeah. It was a
we
long
can
movie. It spent a little bit too long at sea, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we can continue talking about The Lost World, but like I was just like, man, like all of these movies, like there are deleted scenes from all of them that I wish we could watch. So
yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was. I don't know if it must be. I've always heard it was Spielberg doesn't like once he's picture locked. That's it for
right.
him. Everything else doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't want people to see it. He doesn't want DVD to be on DVDs,
Mm,
which is why like the Lost World two, the two of them that ended up on the DVD is a bit of an outlier because it's not common, and
mm.
it's obviously something
Right.
to do with because they ended up in the Fox thing, and it was they were
Yeah,
there.
it doesn't like you were saying earlier, the cuts, the fact that like in the screenplay it reads that. So I think in the screenplay, not Kathy, Mrs. Bowman screams, and it was supposed to dissolve over onto Ludlow yawning,
Yeah,
and then in the actual film, it's obviously dissolves over or it cuts to Ian yawning,
yeah,
and in the boardroom scene, it's just one of the board members yawning, and it's like, did
yeah.
they plan this? Did they know they were going to cut this scene, or did they reshoot Ian
It makes you
later?
feel like the stuff with Malcolm when he yawns and then goes on the subway
Yeah.
was shot a little bit after the fact when they
You
already
know
had
what? I'm
decided
going to
to
have to
cut.
check this now. Was it even in the screenplay? Because I don't know off the top of my head,
Yeah,
and that's
check.
going to drive me
I
Yeah,
nuts.
because
honest
it's like the yawn from Mrs. Bowman to the InGen boardroom member is so great. Um,
Yeah,
so's the Malcolm
yeah,
yawn. Like that's iconic. People always talk about that. But the one
yeah.
going to the border when you see that scene put into the movie, it does work really, really well. Especially because he's immediately reacting to the
so
pictures of the girl.
The death or injury, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you know what?
Oh,
I've
don't worry,
told a
she's fine.
lie.
She's fine.
I told a lie in the last screenplay I have. So this is the 2nd of December. So they were still shooting in December. The script says dissolves from Mrs. Bowman to an executive. So it's
Mm.
changed from Ludlow in this screenplay, I think, because it's got a little asterisk saying this is new material. The whole boardroom scene looks to have been rewritten here, and then it does have the subway scene in there, but it doesn't say about him yawning. It just says that.
Yeah, because if I
Yeah,
remember correctly, they filmed. I don't remember if they when they filmed the subway scene, but it was like after other things. I want to say,
I'd have
and it
to
was like
time it
quick.
out, but yeah,
It was quick,
it's
yeah.
weird.
So maybe the shot where he yawns and then Jeff Goldblum's into the subway. Maybe that was shot after, but everything contained within the subway had already been shot. Maybe like
Because
maybe
isn't
they
the wide of that? Isn't that a wanna from him? Like the camera
yeah, the
also
one shot.
goes through a different door into the subway car, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
and
Hmm.
then he sits
Um,
down.
yeah,
So
and Eli Roth is there for some reason.
Eli Roth is there, yeah, and then the guy from Stranger Things, the dad of Will, the deadbeat dad, is the you're him, right? That guy.
That is that him, really?
Yeah, it's Will's
Oh, I
dad.
didn't know that. Oh, wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Really?
yeah. I think he's only in like season 2 or something. I don't know if he shows up again, but
I think it's just the first season when he thinks Will's dead. He's there for the funeral, and that's it.
yeah, first season for sure. I think he
Yeah,
definitely comes back. I think, but I
I
don't
don't
know.
know that he does, but
Maybe he
that's
doesn't.
interesting.
Yeah, it's him.
Wow.
But yeah, that scene they must have added that after they'd already decided to cut the boardroom scene. I guess so. Really, it must have been
Yeah.
a little bit late in the game.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
But
they do edit as they go, and
I love that. Yeah, true. Actually, always remember they used to say Michael Kahn had a trailer on set where he would just piece the movie together day by
yeah,
day as they were filming. He would be on set editing the film.
Mm.
Maybe, I mean, that's probably common, but I thought it was quite
You
cool
know
that.
what? You're absolutely right, because I feel like we've some of the material we've seen, pickup shots, dumb things. They would put reshoots in for material because they needed to do a shot again or something like that hadn't worked. So they must have at least seen it in context. The shot of Eddie's hands using the GPS, that was reshot 3 or 4 times for some reason. The last time you see it, it's not even Richard Schiff. I'm pretty sure it's Todd Marks holding the GPS
Oh
and
wow.
working it, if memory serves.
And there's a little bit of dialogue there where he's basically telling Ian to get off the equipment, like stop touching my equipment or whatever it is.
Mm.
It's quite funny. Yeah,
I love it
I
when it works. It'll work when you love it.
yeah, I love it when it works. Um,
We've never had a film that had the chemistry between the great chemistry between the gatherers. We haven't had that again
The
since the Lost
the
Worlds.
Lost World one-liners are just unmatched. We in the last podcast description we had, we're going to the only place in the world where the geese chase you.
yeah, I saw. I think it's interesting. Yeah, that subway scene I love because the more you watch it now, the more you realize it's just like truly world building. The guy saying
Mm-hmm.
about um,
Mm-hmm.
basically you're learning like the events after the first movie,
Mm.
after the events of Jurassic Park, like transpired in the world. The guy being like, "I believe you," and it's
Mm.
almost like, is he being sarcastic at this point? Is it?
Mm.
It's very, very. I like all that, and then the old lady's looking at him, judging him like quite harshly.
Yeah,
I love the sort of world building it does then, and
it's
then
subtle. It's really subtle.
subtle, yeah, and it's
And it
afterwards as well when Ludlow is having the conversation with Ian, and you're just learning about how they've like, yeah, they've it's been
Shit
awful for
all
the
over him.
people that
Yeah,
yeah.
happened. Yeah, like it's crazy. Yeah, I love it. 10
there
out of 10
was.
movie.
It's interesting that it's in New York City too, and the subway sort of establishes that.
Why, that's such a weird thing for the film, because like
It
that's
works.
it is, but
Yeah.
that's the only. The rest of the film on the mainland is all San Diego, as far as I'm aware. Eddie's shop, I think, is supposed to be San Diego as well. So Ian flies back that day, um, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Um, so, like, why
Coming
choose to
along,
do
Eddie.
that?
Oh, usually I don't like to feel very much. Come on, David Cap. He was at
It
his
was
peak
firing on
there.
all cylinders, yeah.
Yeah,
And that wasn't
Yeah.
lifting from the novel. That's all like original stuff.
all original. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
conversation between Kelly and Malcolm up there is fantastic. Like in
Yeah,
the workshop
she
with the
doesn't even have
Yeah.
Sega. She's such a troglodyte.
yeah yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom's how you say that.
Hey, you
I
want
love
some
it.
good parental advice? Don't listen to me.
Yeah, don't listen. It's so good. I love it. I
Mm.
really do love that movie. And it still feels grounded. It still feels that was the world I wanted to return to with the franchise. I'm very sad that, in my personal opinion, we never did. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
it's a shame because I feel like Jurassic Park 4 could have been. It had its chance. It really did have a chance to
Mm.
become another great. Like we can all admit, JP3 ended up the way it did. Still fun. Still love that movie, but it's not like the first two. Having a fourth movie, it very much could have. You know that they were all aware of that. They could have really honed it in and become another Lost World, because Lost World's such a cynical, dark movie. Like it really
Mm.
is quite different to the first. As much as it is similar, it's got a lot that
It
contrasts with
need
that
it
first.
needed to be. It needed to be, and
Yeah,
I know that
Mhm.
probably shocked people at the time, but it was still widely well received. I think audiences still really connected with it and were
yeah.
freaked out by it.
I mean, it was like a true blockbuster as well. It did everything right.
Mhm.
T Rex in San Diego, and then but also just like the two T Rexes, and it's still done. It's not just like two monsters are here attacking us. It's like they. It's all to do with like the baby Rex and everything, and
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
totally believe the animalistic behavior that they're demonstrating. It's not just two big monsters go. It's not just one this time. It's two. It doesn't feel like that because it's built
yeah.
its story all about like parental instincts and things. Just yeah, really, really love
If
it.
anything, it made it weird that forever after that, we always see dinosaurs by themselves. Like they're never
Yeah,
um,
We
it's
need
so true.
more
more
pack
baby
dynamics.
dinosaurs, more
Yeah,
packs, more babies.
I
More
tell you, I'm
more
still
husband and
disappointed.
wife T Rexes and
Yeah,
realistic.
it's a real pity they cut the baby T Rex or juvenile T Rex from Rebirth and replaced it with a Dilo. I think a juvenile made a lot of sense there alongside the big,
Would have been
um,
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
also Ludlow breaking the
T Rex's
baby
leg.
T
Well,
Rex's
getting
leg.
really
Like
drunk and like
getting
Mm.
drunk, yeah. Which is like a whole subplot that we never get, except
Yeah.
for the one after the trailers come up, and then he's like spots his
His
flask.
flask, yeah. Oh, and the
Oh,
fact that the baby's the baby's leg is still broken, like it had to be broken somehow.
Yeah, yeah. And there's
Um,
the wine bottle
I,
next
you
to it.
know, yeah, I always wondered that as a kid. I was like, did they break its leg to keep it from walking or what?
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Ludlow breaks its leg and
he gets drunk and
Mm.
falls over it, doesn't he? And
trips
there's a
over it.
whole a bunch of stuff there. Like there's a couple of great pictures, like of Nick and Sarah sneaking past the camp with everybody there, Ludlow and Dieter and so and like all that stuff. I'd love to see it. Like
Mm.
but
Yeah.
who
Yeah, like
knows?
the thing is, they're the experts, right? Especially Steven Spielberg. So the movie we ended up with, I understand why they cut a lot of it, and I
Mm,
believe that they did that for the right purposes. But we're so in love with the
yeah.
movie that now I'm like, I'll take everything they did and I'll watch that as part of the movie. Like everything they shot that they think is not worth being in the movie, give it to me because I just want, I want to see more. But I,
You'd probably put it back in and it wouldn't work at all. You'd be like, oh my
yeah,
God, this feels
probably,
so weird. Like, what the
yeah.
hell? But
Yeah,
That's it,
yeah.
exactly. Especially like the Muldoon kicking the dog and not Muldoon.
Muldoon kicking the dog.
Muldoon.
Malcolm like kicking or tripping or
Yeah.
whatever with the
Back,
dog. Like,
Muldoon back from the dead. Kicking the dog.
yeah, yeah, with high socks. Um, no, very, very in. Yeah. So how I'm going to ask you again. How long do you think the Lost World would be if you put all these scenes
I,
back?
I'm
if
only
you're
going to
saying
ask you
it's,
one more time.
One, one more time.
yeah, if you're saying it's 129, I reckon it easily would have been like 149. Like it's definitely 15, 20 minutes worth of material.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's all like a lot of it is not huge scenes, is it? It's just a lot of it was just like like bits between scenes or transitions. Like there was a lot of them
Mm.
walking and setting up and doing all that, which you totally understand why they wouldn't have included a lot of that. But then you do want to see it. Like I want to see all that. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
spend so
100%.
much more
Mhm.
time. There was also RJ's death. That it's unclear if they did shoot RJ's
They
death
did. There's
because
a few.
there's a production
They
shot where you can see RJ in the field in the long grass in the
Yeah,
untouched
I think they
grassland.
shot it. I think I'm sure it's in the call sheets. They also shot with the animatronic raptors in the long grass for later when Ian and co run through. There's supposed to have been a shot where the raptor stands up and you see it all bloodied in the mouth. And there are
Yeah,
stills of that, but again, they decided to cut that out, which I think I
yeah,
actually do
Oh
agree with.
yeah,
yeah, and
there's
you
those
hear
stills are
RJ
great. Yeah.
scream off screen, which
Yeah.
is chilling in itself. But like things like that, like I'd love to see it now, and I'd
Mm.
love to see because the long grass scene was meant to be a little bit longer than it
Yeah.
ended up, and I think it's all the better for it because the less you spend some like in it, that scene is so iconic now. People still like not
Mm.
into the long grass and everything, and yeah, it works for a reason. But I would like to see just so much more from it.
I've I've always loved that he just like tosses his backpack, like he's just getting rid of
What
anything
did he
that's
think
gonna
was going to
attract.
happen? Yeah. Oh, is that
But
okay?
I think he's getting rid of it because it'll attract a raptor. I guess it has food in it or something. I don't know.
Oh, I see. I thought it was because he had the like the radio frequencies or whatnot. He was leaving it behind for someone, but it doesn't.
I
I
don't
Maybe
have
know.
I
to
kind
again.
of
I'm
get
gonna
the
have
vibe
to.
that we're talking about RJ, right? When he
Yeah.
chucked it.
Or
I
just
kind
so
of
he can run faster.
yeah, I
I
get
don't
the
know.
vibe that he's doing it because he's telling them not to go in, but he ends up ultimately going in himself, which is in that remember they're running from a T-Rex at this point. In that
Yeah.
very fearful scenario, I can imagine he would stumble into there as well, and like almost like you want to stay with the pack, right? But then he needs to be faster, so he ditches this big heavy bag, and maybe
Yeah.
it's also like he doesn't know where Roland is, so he puts the bag there to Roland. It's my bag. We went this way. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
a mixture of different things, but cutting
yeah.
the scene with RJ in Mombasa with
Roland.
Roland, like if they
Yeah.
kept that in, you the audience would know more about them as a couple, as a like hunting duo. But really, you don't. That he's just one of the hunters at this point, isn't he? Just
You know what? I think I'm just reading it. I've fucking lost it again. But I think it's so. It said he's saying no, don't go to the long grass. But in a frenzy, they ignore him. RJ, torn between a sense of responsibility and his better judgment, opts for the former and races into the grass after the other hunters, waving his arms. It doesn't actually mention his bag at all, but I do get the impression
Yeah.
that he's going in there to try and get them out, not for any other, not to try and escape the raptors or anything like that.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And that scene where Roland just punches a bunch of dudes out is
That's great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, what a movie!
what a picture.
What a picture! And we know that they didn't film Extended Village, did they? Because that was all scrapped.
There might be like a couple of handful of shots, but no, yeah,
Handful of
there's
shots.
no big scenes or anything from that
No, and I
at
think
all.
as the story goes that Spielberg called the miniature, or no, they were building the real buildings um, for the village. Like, and I think he didn't he call them up, or he got the word out to say we've pulled the scene, don't build any more.
Something
Something
like
like
that,
that.
yeah. Like I think
Oh, sure.
maybe they'd started on just the ops center, which is the only building that ended up remaining. The rest was all, I think, basically new. They designed all new buildings for the rest of the village.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pity because the scale it would have been on is still something that we haven't really seen.
No, and
I
and I
wish we'd
think
gotten it in Rebirth, but
yeah, and I think that's it. That's it. Like, love the ending of Lost World, but knowing what we could have got,
mm,
it would have been cool to have both. You know, like
yeah,
it would have been cool to have a much longer village stint in the village, and
yeah.
then even the pteranodons like before JP3. But it allowed JP3 to do the pteranodons.
Mm.
So,
And to do them well.
and to be fair, Jurassic Park 3 was the first one to really do the T-Rex in the lagoon like scene. Like that's kind of in JP3,
Oh,
right?
but
It's
just yeah,
the
just with the
Spino and the boat.
Spino, yeah.
It kind of is like the same similar kind of thing.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, I'm feeling like very much watching The Lost World after this
Mm.
podcast.
I think that's a great idea. Um, uh, I was gonna say something, but I don't know what it is. We
No, you're
the
making
only
a unearth.
other yeah the only other things to mention were there's a cool Jurassic Park Jeep Lego that's coming out.
Yeah, if you
Some
have two
cool
hundred dollars to blow on Lego, you can
yeah.
buy that.
And then there's some Hammond collection, new Hammond collection coming.
Ooh, what's
Mm.
coming?
Indominus Rex and not Indoraptor, Scorpius Rex from Camp Cretaceous.
Wow.
Uh, and what else, Alex? Help me.
Bugger. I looked at all the pictures and I took none of it in.
Hypsilophodon, like from the
Mm.
novel or from something, right?
Have they done JP3 Spino yet?
Yes, they have. Yeah.
Hammond collection.
Allegedly, Jaden's got it in a box somewhere, but every time he says this, it's
Uh,
something else.
yeah, it's coming to him. Oh no, his the thing in the box was the Sinoceratops. He has the Spino.
Ah,
Nice.
Like it would be a tragedy if he didn't have the Spino because the Spino is really great. The other they're doing a movie scale Dolores Hammond collection.
it didn't look good. Like I thought the head
It's
looked weird.
it's cool. It's cool. It does look. It's weird. Like I'm not really interested in it. Like I
Mm.
don't need it. Like I
I
don't
need
know.
to see a picture of this Hammond
But
collection Dolores. Yeah.
yeah, there you go if you want it.
Oh.
But it's like 2 feet long. It's like 2 feet long. So
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's weird.
the other ones are they're making Hammond Collection Mutadons from Rebirth, and a new Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus that looks pretty cool. But yeah,
JP1 or just generic?
it looks somewhere in between. It looks kind of like the one from Rebirth, but not exactly. So
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, no, I didn't mean to derail our Lost World train either. But
Well, I think Jack found the perfect end note there. Just go watch The Lost World.
I'm gonna go watch a lot. Yeah,
it's I think it's a good time to go watch The Lost World. I think this podcast is going to be called something like that. So
it's always a good time for the Lost World.
before we get out of here, any final Jurassic thoughts and anything you want to plug? Go watch.
I mean, go watch the roundtable, and if you enjoy it, comment and let us know you want us to do more because we would be more than happy to sit down with anyone from any of the films and just shoot the shit.
Yeah, there's
Um,
rumors that we might get Keira Knightley, so we'll see about that.
Remind me which film she was in again.
Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh,
Great movie.
remember when
Great movie.
she was rumored for Jurassic?
That's
at one point, so
Yes, she
Yeah.
was rumored and supposedly is considering going on camera and showing us, revealing to us what that would have been. But what can I say? What can I can't say
so
anymore.
much, so many Jurassic films to watch, so much lost material to
So much, yeah.
and then watch.
Actually, that's the point. We should get in touch with lost people that their niche is lost media.
We should get in touch with lost people for sure.
Lost people, yeah, but the people that have like websites and stuff for lost media, and explain to them about the lost world and how there is a lot of lost media from that, and set them out, get them going hunting.
The private investigator for the modern world.
Yeah, we basically what we want to do is pay somebody to go into the Universal Archives and actually dig this stuff out, because as you said, it could have very well have burnt up in that fire, but I don't doubt that there was backup somewhere.
Some of it would have gone to ILM, and they keep hold of everything. Like they'll have digitized it. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But probably ILM probably wouldn't have got a lot that just didn't involve dinosaurs.
Yeah, it would have been effects shots. Yeah,
just effects shots. So missing that, but yeah, it's gotta. I refuse to until somebody at Universal confirms yes, the extended cut of the Lost World was burnt and lost in the fire. Until somebody says those words, I refuse to believe that any of it is missing.
Hey, listen, someday, thousands, maybe millions of years from now, someone is going to dig up the old Lost World reels in the dirt like a fossil, and that's where this is headed. So
piece together a Lost World extended cut.
It's all. I mean, it feels like it's going to be fossils. So, Jack, Alex, this has been good. Thanks for joining. Go watch The Lost World. Go watch Fallen Kingdom. Go watch Rebirth. Go watch Jurassic Park 3.
Send help.
But yeah, the Bone
Obsession
Temple
trailer, Bone Temple. Yeah. Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary.
Go seek out, all you internet sleuths out there. Go seek out the Lost World deleted material. Find it.
Yeah, if anybody has a line on extended Lost World material, get in touch.
And check out Jurassic-ologists.com, Jurassic-ologists on YouTube for all that stuff we've been talking about. And thank you for listening to episode 169 of the InGeneral podcast. We'll see you in episode 170.
And Jaden, if you're listening to this.